Woolston Community Centre, former, and the which is the gift of building and granting of ground lease to Te Waka Unua School. I take it as read. Is there anyone who wishes to move this? Jake, seconded by Sarah. Yanni's got his hand up. So do you want to ask questions?
No, sorry, I was just trying to move it. That's okay. I totally support this.
No. He's quite. Jake's quite happy for you to move it. We know that this is your area. So, Yanni Johansson moved, and Jake McDonald, McClellan. I've just given you a new brother.
Just.
Yeah.
I just had one question.
One question from Yanni. Yep.
Yeah, it was just
Settle, Yanni.
Like really support this approach. For those of us who've had a lot to do with this building and this community association, we know that this makes a lot of sense. But it does kind of raise, I think, the bigger question, and I just want to check with staff around the ongoing relationship with the Ministry of Education around working together around schools, particularly like this that have merged and expanded. So have staff had any thought to how that ongoing relationship can be pursued?
I can answer that, thanks, Councillor Johansson. I have had initial meetings both with Gary Watson and with Ministry of Education staff in relation to further opportunities. I've been informed that if Ministry of Education owns the land and or buildings, then they're very comfortable taking the lead and working with council. But if council owns the land and or buildings, then they are not as engaging. However, we're willing to work through those opportunities further through extra engagement along the way.
Thank you. And I just wanted to speak to it at the due point.
Yep. No other questions? Yanni. Yanni.
Oh, thanks. I just quickly wanted just to acknowledge the community association. That this community centre has had a long history of community engagement and involvement in the local area, and there's been so many people that have, given their time, volunteered, worked to support the local Woolston community at this site. So, although I think the proposed approach does make sense with a school that can make good use of this space, it is also important to acknowledge and just thank all those people in the community previously that have given to the Woolston community at this particular location. So really happy to support what's been put in front of us today. It makes a lot of sense, and just with an acknowledgement of the hard work that has gone on previously by the local community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Melanie, did you want to?
No, I'm supportive of this. I think it's great, obviously, to support school students. The thing that bothered me about this was not this particular issue, but related, where we as council are often, doing some of the work for the Ministry of Education that maybe they sometimes should be doing for themselves, and not just about like buildings and things, but about road spaces where they build roads the school on two sides of the road, and then suddenly council's got to come in and put in a set of lights. So I think it would be great if the Ministry of Education could work better with us. And we don't always fill the stopgap, but I'm totally supportive of this because it's good to use the space and for the students.
I'll put that motion. Oh, did you want to, Aaron?
I just want to agree with Melanie. It's a really good point she's raised, and it should kind of be a conversation between the Ministry of Ed and Waka Kotahi. So if the requirement's there, then they fund it, even though the council may deliver it. But they have a fund that when it's there, it's just done each time, and essentially it's a bit of paperwork between a couple of desks and everyone's happy. So I just wanted to back up that.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That is carried. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We move to the first of the two slow speed neighbourhoods